graduation and shows the dedication and support for these students that we are honoring today. Thank you for coming to East Central graduation. Because we have such a large crowd, we have opened up the back to seat as many as we can there. If you have a seat near you, please wave and let some of these people know that there's some seating available for them. Let's squeeze everybody in because we all want to celebrate today. Is anybody happy here today? I haven't noticed. Thank you for your enthusiasm. We're waiting for the people to get seated. And then I'm going to call Ms. Josie Allen to the podium for the singing of the national anthem. So at this time, would you please stand and remain standing after the national anthem for a moment of silence. Gentlemen, please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Josie, for the beautiful rendition of the national anthem. At this time, we will observe a moment of silence to remember those who could not be with us today, and also in honor of our men and women who are fighting to keep us safe. Thank you. You may be seated. Welcome to the May 2016 commencement ceremony. Thank you for joining us today as we recognize and honor the accomplishments of the 2016 East Central University graduates. I would like to introduce some special guests we have on the north side. Our speaker today is Mr. Jim Spencer. He has numerous family members with him and friends from Austin, Texas. Would the Spencer family and friends please stand so that we may thank you for coming. We always have graduation on Mother's Day weekend. If you are a mother, would you please stand so that we may celebrate Mother's Day with you? No major ceremony at East Central University goes by without us acknowledging the service to our nation by our veterans. If you are a veteran, would you please stand so that we may thank you for keeping us free? We have great, loyal alums of this university. If you are an alumni of East Central University, would you please stand? Graduates, you want to help me on this one. If you're the parent, spouse, child, grandparent of one of today's graduates, would you please stand so you all can thank the people who got you here? its great nurturing faculty and staff. Faculty, staff, would you please stand so that we may thank you and recognize you for your service. Will the distinguished guests on the platform please stand as I introduce you and remain standing. And please, audience, let's hold your applause until all have been introduced. On my left, Dr. Mark Hollingsworth, Professor of Music, Dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, and today's announcer. Dr. James Burke, Professor and Chair of Human Resources, the Colonel Tom Thomas Endowed Chair of Human Resources, and one of our 2 senior faculty members with us today. Dr. Adriana Lancaster, Assistant Vice President of Academic Affairs and Dean of the Graduate School. On my right, Regional University Regent Connie Riley, who I will more fully introduce in a moment. By Connie Riley is Mr. Jim Spencer, our commencement speaker, who I will also further introduce in a moment. And Dr. Patricia Pearson, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Thank you all. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Connie Riley. Ms. Riley is a regent for the Regional University System of Oklahoma, which makes her my boss. She is one of the most loyal regents ever to serve the Regional University System. She's from Okemah and has been appointed not once but twice to 9-year terms on the Regional University System, having been recently reappointed by Governor Mary Fallin. She is a terrific regent. We couldn't ask for a better regent here at East Central University. Would you welcome to the podium Regent Connie Riley.
Thank you very much, President Hargrave. It's easy to be a good regent at such an outstanding institution. On behalf of the Board of Regents of the Regional University System of Oklahoma, I want to congratulate the East Central University class of 2016. I know that today and the days leading up to this, you've been told several times how proud someone is of you. And I agree with that pride. I'm proud of you. And you should be proud of what you've accomplished, because you have achieved something that far too few in the state and even the nation achieve. But I want to tell you a little bit about another pride that I have, and that's my pride in East Central University. This is an outstanding institution, and you should be proud that your degree is from East Central University. For over 100 years, this university has been dedicated to its major mission, and that is excellence, and that's exactly what your visionary leader, President Hargrave, and this amazing faculty and staff have offered to you, an excellent education. I move around in the higher ed community, and I know personally what a key part ECU has made in the higher ed community, how respected it is for its innovative academic programs and its initiatives in student leadership. This university has evolved from a small, normal school for teachers into an institution of lifelong learners and for opportunities for its students to fulfill their dreams and their goals. I am extremely proud. And now I know that you, as graduates, are going to carry on the long legacy that ECU has of accomplished alumni. Graduates in the field of politics, former governors, business leaders, outstanding graduates that we have here today. I'm looking forward to his speech. I've heard him and he's good. So again, I want to tell you how proud I am. I want to tell you to tell everyone where you got your degree. I know that they have enabled you to face the challenges that are ahead of you. And again, I say congratulations. Thank you for letting me be here today. And once a tiger, always a tiger. Thank you.
At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce you to the 2016 ECU Distinguished Alumni, Mr. Jim Spencer. Mr. Spencer grew up in the heart of Tornado Alley. In fact, last year we were under tornado watch at graduation. So Mr. Spencer, we would have put you to work last year if you were here. Anyway, he grew up in Lindsay, Oklahoma, and has a lifelong fascination for the weather. Mr. Spencer is the chief meteorologist and weathercaster at KXAN TV in Austin, Texas. He's been forecasting the weather in Central Texas for more than 25 years, but his broadcasting career began in the same month when he was at East Central University and began in 1981. He's worked both at KADA Radio and K10 Television here at East Central University. Upon graduating in 1985 and with a bachelor's degree in mass communication in radio and television, Mr. Spencer became the chief weathercaster at KTEN, remaining there until joining KXAN. He is a two-time Emmy Award-winning weathercaster and has been named the Outstanding Weathercaster in the Austin, Texas area 5 different times. He's been named the TV Personality of the Year. He's affiliated with national meteorological associations, both nationwide and in the Austin area. Mr. Spencer is active in the community. He serves in Austin on the Helping Hand Home for Children of Travis County. He represents KXAN at events such as the Muscular Dystrophy Telethon. At this time, please welcome to the podium the 2016 Distinguished Alum, Mr. Jim Spencer.
Thank you so much, President Hargrave, and thank you to the university for the incredible honor of being named Distinguished Alumnus. I cannot tell you how humbling it is to be in the company of the governors and senators and educators and business and civic leaders who have all received this honor before me. Now, while I am extremely proud to be on this list of distinguished alumni, I have to confess, I do feel like I took a little bit of the Kardashian roots to get here. Don't get me wrong, I am very, very proud of my time at ECU. I'm very proud of my career and the community service that I have done. But being on TV every day sometimes puts you in the front of the line ahead of people who are equally or sometimes more deserving maybe than you of recognition. But I'm not giving this back, by the way. One of the privileges of this great honor that I have received is the opportunity to speak to you graduates. And I have the pleasure, I understand, of speaking to all the master's candidates today as well. Now that's an impressive title, Master. The good news for you is that I only have 10 minutes allotted. And I have found that that is about the shelf life of commencement addresses after you leave the building today. So, in fact, I recall at my graduation, I sat right there, and I can tell you I had no idea who spoke or what they spoke about, but I do remember looking up at my family who was right up there and wondering if I should have made a reservation at Polo's. That really sticks with me for some reason. It probably didn't help that we'd had a big blowout the night before at La Fraqua, and to you all that would be the Village, I'm told. Ada has really changed since then. Now you have a wine bar and casinos. How did you all graduate? Here we are though, 31 years later. Here I am, 31 years removed from sitting right there, and I still cannot pronounce the name of our library. Linshai? Linshai, thank you. You'd better know. But whether you remember this speech or not, I'm going to give it my best shot. I was at work when I was told that I had received this honor and that I would be addressing you today. And I suddenly realized I can talk about weather or tornadoes all day long, but a commencement address? And so I asked one of my coworkers where I should start, and she said, Google it. So I did. And I found out there are a lot of great commencement addresses out there. And I found a recurring theme that I realized I know something about, and that's passion. Now, that's something that many of you, most of you probably have already discovered. Some of you are going to be nurses after today. Some of you will be teachers after today. You know exactly where you're going. But many college graduates say that they are still not sure where they're ultimately headed. That was not the case for me, and a lot of you will relate to this. I was born and raised over in Lindsay, and one of my earliest memories were of the tornado siren and having to go to the storm cellar. And until I was about in 2nd grade for my sisters and I, that was really, really scary. But something switched in my cognitive process, I think, between 2nd and 3rd grade, and I became more fascinated by it all than scared. I was fascinated by this one thing that no one could control, something that just stopped life in its tracks in the whole town. Every spring it happened a couple of times. It was this dangerous thing that our parents couldn't even protect us from unless we were down in the dark storm cellar. And even then we might get sucked out. No one ever knew for sure. And that was before the movie Twister, too. So I became a little bit obsessed after that, and it was in 3rd grade where I started watching the news every night so I could see when the next chance of bad weather was. I really wanted to see a tornado. Well, as it happened, I was in 3rd grade the same year that Gary England started working in Channel 9. And for those of you in town not from Oklahoma, Gary England is probably the most legendary local TV weatherman in the world. And he was at Channel 9 so long that he just retired last year. Well, by the time I was in 4th grade, I was watching Gary every day, and I announced to my teacher in my class that I will be a weatherman when I grow up. And I honestly never thought about anything else. Whenever we had a class project to do, for example, mine were always about weather, lightning, tornadoes, hurricanes. It got to the point that my teachers would say, "Jimmy, you cannot do anything on weather this time." That's all right. Let's try something different. But to make a long story short, it was my passion. It was my passion then, and it's still my passion now. Even as obstacles got in my way. In 8th grade, for example, we all were given those aptitude tests, and I was entirely deflated when meteorology was at the bottom of the list of careers that I should consider. Math was just not my strong suit. But I never changed my focus. I learned everything the library had to offer me about the weather. I wrote Gary England, and he wrote me back with some advice. I just never thought about anything else. So when it came time for college, I was fortunate enough to get an academic scholarship here at ECU, but they were sneaky. It was only for the first 2 years. But that was okay though, because I knew I was going to use my free 2 years, and then I was going to transfer to OU for meteorology school. Well, this university's mission statement, as you all know, is that it fosters a learning environment in which students, faculty, staff, and community interact to educate students for life. And those relationships, that interaction that I had here after 2 years was something I was not about to give up. And thanks to KADA Radio, by the end of my sophomore year, I already had 2 years of broadcasting under my belt. And then the TV station here, K10, was looking to hire me already, and I started there at the very beginning of my junior year. And fortunately for me, broadcast meteorology is a lot more about broadcasting than meteorology. Of course, you have to understand weather and forecasting and the atmosphere, and I did have to learn more about that. But what I wanted to do, you had to become a good communicator of that weather knowledge. You could be the most brilliant atmospheric scientist in the world, but if you couldn't communicate the weather to people watching at home in a way that made them want to watch again, then you just wouldn't make it. And that is why I am eternally grateful for the education I received here at ECU. The speech courses, the broadcast media, the communications courses, the writing courses in classes of 25 to 30 instead of 250 to 300. The relationships that ECU had with KADA and K10, my first TV station. The professors here were amazing. They're legends in Oklahoma now. They could have been teaching anywhere. They were teaching here. I'm grateful for my role model and my mentor, Gary England. And I have deep gratitude for my family and the people who I developed lifelong relationships with back then and since then, and as you saw, many of them here supporting me today. So, I graduated in May 1985, the same month that K10 made me head of the weather department. And for 32 years now, I have had the great fortune of making my passion my career. And like I've said to so many young students at so many career days, if your job is your passion, you never feel like you're going to work. So when I first started thinking about this speech to you, I thought, well, I've got it. There's the lesson right there. Make sure your career is your passion. But I was really very naive, because digging a little deeper into the Google, I also learned that I would be doing you a major disservice if I just left it at that. I learned from writer Terry Trespecchio, I'm not normal. I've heard that before somewhere. It's not that clear cut for many of you. In fact, she produced a TED Talk to explain, get this, quote, the directive to find your passion is a flat-out bad idea, that it creates little more than mental and emotional chaos, ultimately despair and self-loathing. Wow. She says that in fact many people have stumbled or tripped or made unexpected turns into the lives that they have. That this idea of a passion formula is much more alluring than relying on what sometimes amounts to luck. She says it doesn't mean that you don't need passion, you do, but your passion is you, not some career picked out of a lineup. It's the energy that you bring to everything that you do. Sometimes you don't know where you're heading until you get there, and that's okay. Mother Teresa said, I have never had clarity. What I have always had is trust. In Jeff Gowen's The Art of Work, he delivers 3 important lessons. Number 1, don't wait for clarity. He says we often don't know what we should be doing until we start doing it. Taking your time and figuring out what you were made to do. But action, he says, is not optional. Number 2, just because it's hard doesn't mean you should quit. He says instead of following your passion, maybe you should let it follow you. He says get so good at what you're doing that enjoyment follows. And third, he says commit, but be prepared to pivot. Gowen says it may take some time to figure out, but the constant questioning of yourself and wondering what you're meant to do can paralyze you. It can leave you stuck in a job that you hate without making any movement toward change. You're essentially stalling. He says you need to keep moving. Choose something that sounds interesting based on the possibility it could be your dream, and then experiment. And just one more quick concurring opinion that I have to share with you. Pardon me. Ben Horowitz is a co-founder of one of the most successful venture capital firms in Silicon Valley. And he told graduates last year, quote, don't follow your passion, and the world is not going to hell in a handbasket, and the class of 2015 is not required to save it. Well, I think the same is true here in 2016. We might just be a little deeper into the handbasket, though. He says that passions are hard to prioritize and that they can change over time. Something I really never thought about. And his advice, find that thing you're great at, put that into the world, contribute to others, and help the world be better. I think that is the most important thing that he said. Your greatest satisfaction in your life ahead of you truly will come, I believe, from making other people's lives better. Now, the great news for all of you here is that you have already done the hard part. There are very few things in life that will have such a profound effect on your future than what will happen to you today. Labor statistics say that through your hard work here at East Central, you are going to leave this building today and in your career make 98% more per hour than those without your degree. 98% more. Over a lifetime, $1 million more than a high school graduate without a college education. And even more for you master's candidates. See, you truly are the masters. You all have laid the foundation. So now take this momentum that you have built and make it go faster. And if you haven't found your specific passion yet, that's okay. You have obviously all narrowed it down. Now just create it. And if all else fails, Google it. Thank you all so very much. Congratulations to you. And once a tiger, always a tiger. Thank you again.
Will the degree candidates for the Master of Science in Accounting, the Master of Education, the Master of Science in Human Resources, and the Master of Science in Psychological Services please stand? Hargrave, these candidates have completed the requirements prescribed by the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education, and for the forenamed degrees and representing the graduate faculty, I hereby recommend to you that the degrees be conferred.
Thank you, Dr. Lancaster. Graduating master's degree students, as President of East Central University, acting for and on behalf of the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education and the Regional University System of Oklahoma, it is my pleasure to confer upon you the Master of Science in Accounting, Master of Education, Master of Science in Human Resources, or Master of Science in Psychological Services, with all the privileges and obligations pertaining thereto. Students, the ECU Alumni Association board members are presenting each of you with an official ECU Alumni lapel pin representing your new status as an alumnus of this university and welcoming you to the ECU alumni family.
Will candidates on the north side please be seated? Candidates on the south side, proceed to the stage to receive your degrees. Williams. April F. Redden. Philip Carlisle Jr. Whithorn. Sherry L. Goins Loving. Gina Maurice Monatachi Frazier. Kimberly Michelle Franks. Alicia Martinez. Joshua Michael Stout. Cecily Rochelle Clear. Angela Lucinda Phillips. Margaret Marie Patty. Leroy Nesta McLaughlin. Janet K. Farrow. Courtney R. Smith. Autumn Renee Hurley Godwin. Christy Lise Frederick. Julianne K. Sicking. Chelsea Ray Innocencia Frazier. Sarah Michelle Knight. Bailey Cheyenne Cahorn Perrin. Tara Diane Goodson. Snigdha Pokarel. Tripti Katawara. Kevin Aurelius Randall II. Yang Lu. Jessica Ann Lytle. Krista Lynette Curley. April Lee Burns. Brett Sterling Lawley. Daniel L. McAfee. Jennifer Markham. Natalie Nicole Lemons. Belinda D. Cobb. Rebecca Renee Welch. Sophia Nasi Mahmood Janlu. Tisha Beatrice Griswold. Jeanette Susan Noggle. Lacey Nicole Ailey. Lindsay Joe East. Will candidates on the north side please rise? Proceed to the stage to receive your degrees. Crystal L. Wade. Justin Lee Booth. Lincoln Nick Akena. Kevin M. Osmond. Rena R. Pierce. K. Anderson. Dannon Renee Thompson. Erica D. Dickinson. Mason Lee Groves. Dustin Dakota Reed. Rodney Howard Treat. Donald Lee Kraft. Chris G. Jones. Greg J. Mills. William Tennyson Berry. Nicholas Paul Buckley. Matthew Woodley Sweat. Leonido P. Tomagos. Tammy D. Kercheval. Mary Louise Hoogerheim. Morgan Diane Sloan. Katie Jo Barr. Amber Lace Calvert. Mary Jennifer Johnston. Levi Eldon Mathis. Angel May Yunker. Ashley Lynette Fish. Shelley Ann Lyon McGehee. Christy Lofton. Nancy Lee Peacock Jones. Matthew David Hackler. Roy Dean Weber. Lori J. Allen. Levana Gail Copeland. Tanya Lynn Edgel. Larry Allen Coley, Jr. Rainbolt. Michelle Denise Walker. Kelly Sue McDonald Jones.
At each commencement, there are students graduating who have earned an outstanding grade point average for both total college work and work at East Central University. We recognize these students by indicating on their records that they have graduated with academic achievement, high academic achievement, or highest academic achievement. Some of these students attended this morning's commencement, others are here this afternoon. We would like to recognize them. Bachelors with academic achievement have earned a GPA of 3.5 to 3.79. These students are noted in the program of commencement exercises. Students, will you please stand as a group and be recognized? Bachelors with high academic achievement have earned a GPA of 3.8 to 3.99. These students are also noted in the program of commencement exercises. Students, will you please stand as a group and let us recognize you? Bachelors with highest academic achievement have earned a perfect 4-point GPA. Students, please stand as I call your name and remain standing so we can recognize you as a group. Ashley Grace Bean, Alan J. Dennis, Kathy Jo Ferguson, Joseph Lawrence Hagan Sartouche, Billy Shilly Blanford, Delaney Lenore Lepard, Victoria Claire Lauder, Sarah Elizabeth Mackey, Caitlin Alyssa Woltmans, Charles M. Russell, Jacob Dakota Scroggins, Autumn Nicole Sudan, Anna Elise Hawkinson, Lindsay Renee Thompson, and Ostra Wheat. Let's recognize them. The University's Scholastic Honors Program exists in order to provide exceptional and challenging academic opportunities for undergraduates at East Central University. Throughout this enriched study, honors students must complete additional requirements and maintain a successful grade point average. These students are noted in the program of commencement exercises. Will you please stand as a group and let us recognize you? Will the degree candidates for the Bachelor of Arts, the Bachelor of Fine Arts, the Bachelor of Science, the Bachelor of Social Work, the Bachelor of Science in Education, and the Bachelor of General Studies please stand? President Hargrave, these candidates have completed the requirements prescribed by the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education for the aforenamed degrees. In representing the faculty, I hereby recommend to you that the degrees be conferred.
Bachelor degree students, as president of East Central University, it is my pleasure, acting for and on behalf of the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education and the Regional University System of Oklahoma, to confer upon you the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Social Work, Bachelor of Science in Education, or the Bachelor of General Studies degree with all of the privileges and obligations pertaining thereto.
Will candidates on the north side please be seated? Candidates on the south side, proceed to the stage to receive your degrees. Victoria Gale Yates. Danny Ray Malin. Caleb Lewis Kiker. William Lee Lampkin. Jacob Ryan Patton. Parker James Green. Zachary Reed Huffman. Kristen Marie Booker. Haley Ruth Gherkin. Morgan Brooke Mitchell. Sarah Marie Jameson. Holly Marie Pippin. Haley Rose Nagel. Sarah Jane DeLong. Ashley Ray Hall. Jonathan Wayne Miller. Catherine Angela Williams. Evan Mariah Lee. Myra Hurtado. Sandra Vasquez Sanchez. Brett Michael Edens. Kelly Leanne Price. Philip Michael Trolson. Kyle Jones. Cody Jared Lloyd. Nicholas Brian Denna-Willis. Carol Leanne Rudolph. Katrina Gaylin Massey. Matthew Ryan Cara. Melissa Marie McCutcheon. Taylor Dale Edgar. Caitlin Alyssa Oltmans. Brandon G. Smith. Astra Eternity Wheat. Jessica Carol Neese. Chelsea Taylor Temple. Taylor Renee Holt. Shannon Lynn Goforth. Juan Joel Pacheco. Jennifer Renee Swart. Casey Marie Collins. Allison Ray Hall. Kelsey Nicole Tiger. Megan Jiman Williams. Brianna Kathleen Hansen. Shelby Joe Lackey. Amari K. White. Teresa Reeser. Brittany Lee Smith. Lance Tyler Mayfield. Amanda Whitley Scrub. Holly Marie Edens. Colin Blake Ducharme. Sydney Nicole Walk. Courtney Diane Henson. Lori K. Roberts. Victoria Claire Lauder.
Go Victoria! Woo!
Katie Jo Parsons. Shale Renee Page. Logan Tyler Grant. Agatha Camelina Brisca. Taylor Reinhardt. Sindel Leanne Brown. Deborah Angela Becerra. Chanel Marie Hayes. Emma Nicole Acanduro. Peyton Ashley Taylor. Daniel T. Chambers. Jessica Leanne Seiler. Erin Grace Autry. Carly Rebecca Green. Rebecca Carol Shirey. Carl Glenn Boston Jr. Joseph Lawrence Hagan Zertucci. Christopher James DeVitt Lloyd.
Wow! Yeah, Chris! You're the man!
Dalton Ryan Pickering. Shelley Ann Upchurch. Taryn Ann Tipton. Crystal Nicole Francis. Brittany Danielle Knight. Darren Michael Griffin. Crystal May Parker. Brianna Corinne Castile. Angel Marie Henson. Devin Danielle Steele. Will the candidates on the north side please rise? receive your degrees. Ashley Logan. Crowley. Jordan Marie Parker. Shelby Ashton Reed. Alexandra Jean Munyer. Courtney Diane Terry. Susan Renee Anderson. Amanda Dawn Cloud. Joyce Mathera Garwell. Amisha Anipa Patel. Alexander. Radian Shanae Robertson. Desiree Roxanne Spoon. Lee Madison Tatum. Paige Sampson. Kene Chukwu Samuel Ugochukwu. Sophia Veronica Loaiza. Ray Luca. Taylor Morena Armendariz. Ashley Michelle Lewis. Keely Michelle Bonner. Leslie Leanne McDaniel. Gloria Jean Hepworth. Chelsea Aaron Slocum. Morgan Jane Kennedy. Mandy Kai Stallings.
Way to go, Madison!
Jamie Sue Rainwater. Kristen Ryan Allen. Michael Sean Coffey Jr. Swear Singh. Pujan Shrestha. Prashansa Kalika. Lisa DeHall. Jacquez M. Lee. Shelby Page Bigelow. Talina Autumn Christie. Courtney K. Boyd. Sydney Micah Reagan. Chelsea Leanne Reed. Jennifer Desai Dane. Caitlin Rochelle Dowling. Ashton B. Thompson. Kelly Elise McDaniel. Kathy Jo Ferguson. Tabitha Michelle Oglesby. Michaela Cheyenne Henry. Jamie Desiree Jarvis. Latoria Rochelle Parent. Paul Jack. Abigail Jane DeBlaze Hebb. Quincy Lewis McGee. Carolyn Naukabi Ndua. Katina Renee Pickens. Michael Angelo Andrade. Autumn Nicole Suda. Sydney Nicole Dow. Lauren Ashley Reeves. Lacey Ray Paul.
Graduates, I ask that you please move your tassel from the right to the left side of your cap Use it often.
Will you please stand and join me as we sing our university's alma mater? You will find the words to the alma mater on the front side of the back page of your program.
Comes our victory song, love and honor, strength and courage.